Your last place league mates will wait to do their research in fantasy football. That's not going to be us. We are here early to talk about 5 breakout players heading into 2025 fantasy football. Let's not waste your time. Let's hop right into it. First guy on this list is going to be a very popular name with breakouts in 2025, and it's for good reason. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, he's obviously coming off a very disappointing rookie season in fantasy, as you were taking him at the end of round 1, early round 2. You're wide receiver 1 on most teams. While the numbers did not support that draft capital, we have reason to believe he can bounce back this year, and you're getting a discount on him where he was going in drafts last year. Now, the talent is undeniable with Marvin Harrison, and the Arizona Cardinals do not seem concerned with the wide receiver position, as they don't bring in any new names in free agency or through the draft. They are content with the likes of Michael Wilson, Zay Jones, and Trey McBride at tight end. So that tells me they have the utmost confidence that MHJ is ready to take that next leap in his career. While the numbers aren't jaw-dropping from his rookie season, he was still top 10 in air yards, top 10 in deep targets, and top 10 in route wins versus man coverage. He actually had the 3rd best win rate versus man coverage in the National Football League. While you don't get fantasy points for winning your route, it does lead us to believe that there is room for improvement from a production standpoint for MHJ in 2025. Not only that, this schedule does look appealing for Marvin Harrison Jr., the 9th easiest strength of schedule for wide receivers this upcoming season. Him and Kyler in year 2, I expect a little bit better chemistry. It seemed like in the rookie year, they were just a little bit off throughout the year. I expect that to get cleaned up heading into year 2 for these guys. But let's look at some of the numbers. We said they weren't very impressive in his rookie year compared to the likes of Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, these guys that exploded in year 1. But it wasn't like he had an abysmal rookie season. Coming into the NFL, his NFL comp was CeeDee Lamb. A lot of guys thought their games mirrored each other. And CeeDee Lamb's rookie season was very similar to what MHJ did a year ago. CeeDee in his rookie year eclipsed 110 targets, 930 receiving yards to go along with 5 touchdowns. And Maserati Marv was not far off, actually besting him with 116 targets, only 885 receiving yards, but 8 touchdowns in his first year in the NFL. So very similar production for a guy. A lot of people see similarities in their game. So I don't think Marvin Harrison jumping into a top 5 wide receiver in fantasy in year 2 is out of the question. I think he has a great chance to break out this season, especially with the Arizona Cardinals offense looking to catch some steam heading into year 2 with this offense. My next breakout candidate is actually a rookie running back, Treveyon Henderson out of Ohio State, drafted to the New England Patriots. This is a 2nd round running back, not getting as much attention as some of the other guys in this class, like Omarion Hampton and Ashton Genty, of course. But I think Treveyon Henderson is this team's lead back. Might split some work in the beginning of the season with Ramondre Stevenson. But at the end of the year, we kind of saw Stevenson lose his grip on that backfield. Not only has Stevenson had declining production in each of the last 2 seasons, he also dealt with some fumbling issues last year. He actually coughed up 3 lost fumbles and put the ball on the deck 7 different times. For a backfield anchored only by Stevenson and Gibson, we expected Ramondre to dominate the carries all year long, but there were some concerns throughout the year on a bad offense and Ramondre just not living up to the contract he was just given. I believe Treveyon Henderson was drafted highly in this year's class to come in and to be that lead back. Let's not forget new head coach Mike Vrabel. He wants to run the football. He comes into this draft and immediately grabs a guy who is very dynamic, who profiles to be a 3-down back, as he's one of the best pass protectors at the running back position. With that skill set, he's not coming off the field for 3rd down. He can be a 3-down back for this team. While the offensive line was a concern for the Patriots last season, they've gone out, they've addressed it in the draft. Will Campbell, the number 4 overall pick out of LSU, the highest graded left tackle in this class. Not only that, they also go and sign 3 offensive linemen in free agency. Pro Football Focus actually lists the Patriots as one of the top upgraded offensive lines in the National Football League. I mean, not really that hard to do considering how bad they were last year. But Henderson's going to be running behind an upgraded O-line. And maybe more importantly, he faces the 2nd easiest strength of schedule for the running back position. Some of the concerns people might have with these New England Patriots backs are the game script they envision this team to see. But the Patriots are actually favored in 11 games this upcoming season. We should have some good game script for a Mike Vrabel football team that wants to run the football and play defense. I think Treveyon Henderson, who profiles to be that 3-down back with his pass protection ability, I think he could be in store for a massive rookie season. He may share a little bit of the load early on with Ramondre as he gets his feet wet, but I think by the end of the season, Henderson should have a full grasp on this offense. Just a dynamic running back. He averaged 7 yards per carry in college at Ohio State. We all remember the massive play he had against Texas in the semifinal game. So a running back that was just given high draft capital, heading into an offense that might be much improved this upcoming season with a new coaching regime, getting their guy at the running back position. I think Henderson is a very valuable pick to break out in 2025 fantasy football. My next candidate is another rookie running back, RJ Harvey, out of Central Florida. Gets drafted to the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton comes and grabs his running back in the second round of this year's class. We know when Sean Payton goes and drafts a running back, he intends to use that guy. We saw that in New Orleans with Mark Ingram in the first round and Alvin Kamara in the third round. These guys were heavily incorporated into his offense, and I expect that for RJ Harvey this upcoming season. The current competition for Harvey on this Broncos team is pretty much non-existent at the moment. The only guys we're looking at are Jaleel McLaughlin and Estime. With Javonte Williams heading down to Dallas, this backfield is wide open for RJ Harvey to come in and take over as the lead back. With Javonte's departure from Denver, he's opening up 50 total catches and 130 rushing attempts. Nearly 200 available touches in this backfield. I expect RJ Harvey to soak up a majority of those for a very explosive runner with second-round draft capital for Sean Payton, with even less backfield competition than what Treveyon Henderson is dealing with. It's a very appealing spot for him, especially for the Denver Broncos, who have the third-ranked offensive line according to Pro Football Focus. So we have an elite O-line with a creative offensive coach like Sean Payton. I think this Broncos team that relies heavily on its defense, they're going to run this football, keep some of that pressure off Bo Nix. I think RJ Harvey, an explosive running back, is going to be at the front of that in 2025. My next breakout candidate is at the quarterback position, Drake Maye. I guess you could say I'm all in on this New England Patriots team this year. I really respect Mike Vrabel as a head coach. We saw what he was able to do in Tennessee, bringing them to the number 1 seed in the AFC. Reason I like Drake Maye, it's not because of the upgraded offensive line like we talked about. It's not because they bring in a new running back in Treveyon Henderson, which should help this offense. And it's not even that they bring in Stephon Diggs to be the new wide receiver 1. It's really the rushing upside that he gives you. Drake Maye isn't considered baby Josh Allen for just no reason. This guy is, by definition, sneaky athletic. He runs the football a lot more than people think. He's up there with all of the great rushing quarterbacks in the NFL these days. On a per-game basis, he's right up there with Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, and Josh Allen on a rushing yards per game average. So while, yes, we do expect this offense in New England to look a lot better, the rushing floor that Maye's going to provide on a week-to-week basis, I think he's a very solid low-end QB1 at minimum, and I would not be surprised if he is near the top 5 quarterbacks this upcoming season, considering the Patriots' schedule this upcoming year is very friendly to the quarterback position, the 4th easiest strength of schedule for quarterbacks. Drake Maye should have a very easy time obliterating these opposing defenses. Like we talked about before, the Patriots will be favored in 11 games this upcoming season heading into the year. For a guy like Maye that's shown he's willing to use his legs to extend plays, get first downs, and even in the red zone, I think the floor is very high, and if he can get a little bit of production through the air with guys like Stephon Diggs coming to town, I think Maye could solidify himself as a solid QB1 in fantasy football. The last guy on this list is going to be that obligatory second-year wide receiver drafted inside the top 10. The hit rate on these guys is just too good to pass up the potential here. Maybe another guy we were a little disappointed from his rookie numbers, but this Bears offense was abysmal last season. They fire head coach, clean house in the coaching staff, bring in Ben Johnson. We saw how productive he was for that Detroit Lions offense. Bears do not re-sign Keenan Allen. He ate up a bunch of targets in this offense. Not only that, Keenan Allen was living in the slot for this Bears team. We know Ben Johnson utilizes the slot at a very high percentage. Amon-Ra St. Brown benefited from that a year ago. And Odunze was the second leading slot wide receiver for this team last season. DJ Moore did not have as many slot opportunities as Rome did last year, even in his rookie season. So I expect with Keenan Allen's departure, Rome's going to fill that slot position a little bit more frequently than what DJ Moore will see. Odunze actually had 230 plus snaps out of the slot last year. And in his rookie season, he eclipsed over 100 targets. So he's still a big part of this offense. Right under 20% team target share for him. 26% of those targets actually coming in the red zone. Odunze at 6'3" with a very wide catch radius. He's always going to be a big factor in the red zone. He's actually in the 97th percentile catch radius, so pretty much anything in his reach, he's going to be able to go up and get. He was actually top 12 in red zone targets. He was also top 12 in average depth of target and deep targets over the year. So he's getting utilized down the field. Those highly productive targets in fantasy football we so crave. He was actually just outside the top 12 in air yards, actually number 14 wide receiver in total air yards in 2024. So he was getting these opportunities. It just didn't click in year one with Caleb Williams. He had a very disappointing season as the number 1 overall pick, completely overshadowed by what Jaden Daniels did out of the number 2 spot. But Caleb Williams is too good of a prospect to not improve heading into year 2. I expect him to take a big leap forward under Ben Johnson. It's hard to get any worse as this Bears offense was ranked in the bottom 5 of the league. Maybe with some elevated efficiency from this Bears offense, we could see Rome's numbers take a significant leap in year 2. He only averaged 8.5 fantasy points per game, whereas his expected fantasy points per game number was around 13.7. So the pretty sizable targeted opportunity share he had did not translate into the production. I expect that to be a little fluky in year 1. I think he's going to bounce back in a big way with this Bears offense. He's just too talented not to get better, especially with Keenan Allen vacating over 300 slot snaps from a year ago. They do bring in Luther Burden, but he's had problems with his route running ability. Final season in Missouri was nowhere near as good as the production he showed a year prior. So they do bring in an added wide receiver, but I think Odunze is going to take a massive step forward. I think top 24 is his floor this year in fantasy. But those are 5 guys I love drafting this year. They have massive boom potential to break out this upcoming season. Let me know what you think of these 5 guys. Who on this list is going to break out and who on this list is going to bust for us this year? Let me know your breakouts in the comment section. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more fantasy football content. We're coming all summer long heading into drafts. That's going to wrap it up here today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time with another episode the Fantasy Birds.